Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
So it happened that the battle over Caruthers Canyon concluded with a decisive victor, the town of Silverwood. The actions of three outsiders, the courier, Russell, and Glanton, had irrevocably changed the canyon. With their tribe decimated by Glanton, the remaining sand wolves fled Caruthers Canyon, forever traumatized by the destruction of their kin. Though few in number, the survivors swore an oath to enact vengeance on Glenn and the courier who failed to stop him.
With the canyon securely in NCR hands, Silverwood quickly developed into a regional hub for mining and commerce. Settlers from across California flocked to the town, eager to share in its prosperity. Civilization had made its mark. Within a few years, most of the townsfolk had never heard of the Sandwolves, though a few would never forget. Eventually, word of a great duel in Utah reached town. Travelers said the courier had died, then rose again to fight the man in black. The people of Silverwood prayed for the courier, though they feared the worst.
Prompted by the courier's timely intervention, Vickers eventually won his fight with substance abuse. Aided by the followers, he would find new purpose counseling homeless veterans who struggled with alcoholism and addiction to chems. In time, Vickers heard rumors of the courier's death, but also of his resurrection and a duel with the man in black. He would pray for the courier and for justice.
With a tunneler threat neutralized by the courier, Hendershot soon established himself as a major arms dealer. Though the Van Graffs chafed at the presence of strong competition, Hendershot remained safe in Cholla Mountain, and his business thrived. Several of Hendershot's clients shared stories of the courier's demise in Utah. This concerned Hendershot until he heard another rumor. A wild-eyed smuggler told him that the courier had risen and fought the man in black. Hendershot hoped, but he couldn't believe.
Though disillusioned with their lot in the Mojave, Finley remained loyal to the Khans, if only out of respect to his late friend Chance. In his private moments, he hoped to live long enough to see the Khans revitalized, or mercifully destroyed.
Despite his enthusiasm, Charlie was not recruited to aid in the defense of Silverwood. With no service records to verify his claims, Charlie would remain dismissed and marginalized by the townsfolk. Bitter and broken, he took his own life soon after the battle.
Resolved to stay in Silverwood, Briggs continued to save his profits and make the most of his opportunities in town. Though his business remained successful, he would grow disillusioned with his prospects in Silverwood. He would never marry.
Shrewdly avoiding the battle with the Legion, Miss Cat continued servicing throngs of enthusiastic clients. Unfortunately, the peace came at a price. As more families moved in, ordinances against prostitution eventually compelled her to move on. After leaving town, she traveled to New Reno, where she was rumored to thrive as a fluffer in the pornographic film industry.
Despite his urge to leave office, Mayor Brandon heeded the courier's advice and stayed the course. Despite his newfound religiosity, Brandon had acquired a reputation for cowardice and corruption, and was promptly voted out of office. Eventually, he published a memoir of his career. Though the book was a commercial failure, it endured as required reading for students. Brandon would live out the rest of his days in obscurity, dying penniless and alone.
Moved by the courier's encouragement, Sullivan moved to Reno and opened his own gym. Though he initially struggled, Sullivan eventually gained recognition for his skill as a coach and would be sponsored by the Bishop family. He would go on to train some of the most successful prize fighters in New Reno.
Though a stranger to Silverwood, Parmley selflessly gave his life defending the town and its citizens. As such, he was made an honorary citizen buried beside the other defenders, and his name included in a memorial.
With the blood of the Sandwolves dripping from his blade, Glanton and his gang set out for new frontiers. Travelers spoke about him in hushed tones, mentioning distant tribes scalped, whole villages destroyed. Others said he went to Utah. They spoke of an unholy alliance, then whispered another name, Marco.
What began as a simple bounty job had grown into a powerful experience for Russell, one which would forever alter his identity and outlook. Having grown to trust the courier, Russell learned that the bonds he found in the Desert Rangers were not entirely unique. This new friendship, forged through shared hardships, revived a feeling he hadn't felt in a decade: hope for the Mojave Wasteland and himself. Though Russell would remain haunted by the massacre of the Sandwolves, he found peace with the demise of his former owner, Titus Volcanus. Russell hoped he would be able to repay the courier somehow, though he suspected it wouldn't take long. He knew that their greatest challenges were waiting in the Mojave Wasteland and in distant lands. Because war never changes. What's up? Lead on.